A long time ago, God's people, the Israelites, were traveling through the desert. They had just escaped from Egypt, where they had been slaves for hundreds of years. God had done amazing miracles to free them. He parted the Red Sea so they could walk through on dry ground. He gave them food from heaven called manna. He gave them water that came from a rock when they were thirsty. God was showing them that He loved them and wanted to take care of them, but the Israelites still had a lot to learn about how to live in God's way. They were used to Egypt, where people worshipped many gods and idols. Now they needed to understand who the one true God was and how to live as His people. So one day, God called Moses, who was their leader, up to the top of Mount Sinai. The mountain was covered with smoke and fire, and there was thunder and lightning. The people were scared and stayed back, but Moses climbed up to meet with God. On that mountain, God gave Moses something very special, the 10 Commandments. These were not just random rules. They were like a guide for life that showed people how to love God and how to love others. Let's go through them one by one. The first commandment, God said, "You shall have no other gods before me." This means we should only worship the one true God, not money, not fame, not idols, not even ourselves. God is first, always. The second commandment, "You shall not make for yourself an idol." This means don't make statues or images and worship them. God is much bigger than anything we can make with our hands. The third commandment, "You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God." God's name is holy. That means we shouldn't use His name as a joke or in a careless way. We should honor it. The fourth commandment, "Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy." God wants us to take one day of the week to rest, spend time with Him, and remember everything He has done. The fifth commandment, "Honor your father and your mother." God gave us parents to guide us, and we should respect and listen to them. This commandment also shows us to respect authority in general. The sixth commandment, "You shall not murder." Life is precious to God, and we should never take away what God has given. The seventh commandment, "You shall not commit adultery." This means being faithful to your husband or wife. God wants us to keep promises and be loyal in love. The eighth commandment, "You shall not steal." That means don't take what doesn't belong to you, no matter how small it is. The ninth commandment, "You shall not lie." God is truth, so He wants us to speak the truth and be honest with each other. The 10th commandment, "You shall not covet." This means don't be jealous of what other people have, whether it's their house, car, job, or anything else. Be thankful for what God has given you. These 10 commandments were written by the very finger of God on 2 stone tablets. Moses carried them down the mountain to give to the people. Sadly, while Moses was on the mountain, the people had already made a golden calf and started worshiping it. They had already broken the first and second commandments. Moses was heartbroken when he saw them. He threw the stone tablets down and they broke, but God forgave His people and gave Moses new tablets. God's mercy is greater than our mistakes. The 10 commandments were never meant to just be rules on stone. They were meant to be written on people's hearts. Jesus later said that the greatest commandments are to love God with all your heart, soul, and mind, and to love your neighbor as yourself. If you look closely, all of the 10 commandments fit into those two: love God and love others. Even today, the 10 commandments are still important. They remind us that God cares about how we live. They show us the right way to treat God and the right way to treat people. They remind us that God is holy, but also that He wants us to live in peace, honesty, and love. So, the next time you think about the 10 Commandments, remember they are not just old rules from long ago. Think of them as God's way of showing us how to live the best kind of life. A life full of love, respect, truth, and faith. And remember, when we fail, because we all do sometimes, God is always ready to forgive us when we turn back to Him. Thank you so much for watching this story about the 10 Commandments. I hope it helped understand them in a simple way. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe for more Bible stories. God bless you, and see you next time.